Zest friends forever. One might say I am quite the zesty friend, and I am most definitely friends forever if you make friends with me. That is what this is called. It is a grapefruit pale ale, and it is of the West Coast variety. You know what I always say, Westy is bestie. Seems very fitting for the name of this beer. Another group of zesty people, the Steelworkers of America. Make friends with them and rep them in style. I'll let you know how to get some swag from mainline metals. Let's all get zesty together and maybe make a new friend right after the theme song. Welcome back into the Upstate Studio with yours truly, Nutmeg 2 Palmetto for another beer review. And yes, this one from the Sunshine State, from a fellow that used to frequent, actually not even frequent, used to live in the Sunshine State, Beer Me GVL. Small L legend, so we're going to use the big L legend, the Rod J glass. Southern Swells, they're kind of subtle, but they're big name. They're kind of, they're in the same area as Rev. Rev gets all the headlines, but don't you forget about Southern Swells, and don't you forget about the Steelworkers of America. Head on down to the description below, click the link, and use the code Nutmeg15. That is Nutmeg15, Nutmeg15 for everyone in the back. Get a 50% discount off anything from the mainline metal shop. Pretty cool designs, if I do say so myself. Anyway, this can, it's a very interesting design. It is called Zest Friends Forever, because I am quite the zesty friend. And it's a very appropriate design on the label, and we're going to get a closer look at it on a trip around Canada on the Shane Cam. So Zest Friends Forever, a grapefruit pale ale, also described as West Coast. You know what I say, Westy is bestie. It is 5.8 alcohol by volume. B swell, because it is Southern Swells. There's an odd A with a tilde, or an accent mark. I guess that's not technically a tilde. An A with an accent mark above it. I'm not entirely sure what that is referring to. If anyone knows, please leave it in the comments below. And the general artwork on the can is just a bunch of red grapefruits. At least I assume they're red grapefruits because they look like a grapefruit, and it's a grapefruit pale ale, and the can is red. So I'm going to hope that there's a general theme to that. So Zest Friends Forever on Untapped, and this is probably the closest tier of a parody. The closest parody of check-ins I've ever seen. 43 total, 43 unique, 40 ranked, 3.83. So pretty high. It's up there, in that, not stupendous, but very, very solid range. West Coast Pale with grapefruit brewing collaboration with a la carte out of Orlando, Florida. So, Southern Swells, I'm pretty sure I've had this before. If not had it before from Beer Me GVL, it's very possible. It's also possible that I had it at Rev. I feel like, I think they have their own location, but I feel like they also sell their stuff at Rev. I could be wrong about that. Memory could be misserved. Not sure. Anyway, we'll give our 0-1 fight down with a Shaklook. Whoa! What a mess. We hard pour it because you know where you're at. Look at that. Just everywhere. Just everywhere. Some people might say that's a dirty glass. I would say they are full of SHI double hockey sticks something. Alright, Zesty Friends. Zesty Friends indeed. That does look zesty. Honestly, for a West Coast pale, I mean, maybe it's because it's a West Coast pale instead of a West Coast IPA, it's got a bit of a cloud to it. It's kind of that light, a lemony yellow type of color. The light gets through it, but it's pretty cloudy. You can't see anything. I'd say that qualifies as a diaper whitehead. And, it's a very thin yellow. Very, very thin yellow. Oh. Okay. So, I do love grapefruit. And even as far back as being a child, I loved having a slice, half a grapefruit, and digging out the meat slices with the serrated edge spoon. And this smells just like grapefruit juice. This is perfect. The aroma is perfect, especially for what it's claiming to be. It's that sweet, ruby, red grapefruit aroma. That is exactly what this is. The more you smell it, the more you start to get a little bit of floral, herbal, grassy notes, but for the most part, it's still in that high, it's still in that very high grapefruity realm. It's a little stringent. It's got that the sweetness. I mean, grapefruit's not really a sweet fruit, but if you like grapefruit, it does come off very sweet to you. So I like grapefruit, and this comes off sweet to me. Very, very good. I'm excited to take a sip of this because, like I said, I love grapefruit, and I want to see if this tastes just like it smells. Dude, it smells amazing. Cheers. That's interesting. That has a very familiar flavor. It's not grapefruit. You know what it actually does taste like, though? So, like, what it tastes like is the aftertaste of the grapefruit juice. Like, you carve out the rind, you dig all the meat slices out, you eat them, then you got all the juice left in the rind. You squeeze it, you pour it in a cup, a glass, a teacup, whatever. Pour it in there, and then you have a little. It's almost like a shot and a half of grapefruit juice, right? Don't look at me weird like that. If you eat a grapefruit slice, you won't eat it. What, you just throw out the juice? You savages. Anyway, I digress. You squeeze it out, you pour it in, you take a shot of it, and it has a little bit more of a bitter flavor. Like the fruit itself is more sweet, tropical, but that juice itself, it has a little bit more of a lingering bitterness to it. That is what this tastes like. Very, 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 I don't want to say odd, but very, very unique in the sense that that's what this really hit. It's got that stringy, floral, grassy element around, all edges of your palate. But the overall flavor is that juice residue, so to speak, of a grapefruit rind. That's exactly what that tastes like. I mean, I don't know, and I like that drinking the grapefruit juice. I don't know if I like that in a beer, but it's very light. It's very crushable. It's got a crisp mouthfeel. It's pretty. Even if you don't love it, it's still fine enough to, not waste the beer and finish it. And you won't be super upset. It's half decent. I think it could have been a little more sweeter to kind of accentuate a grapefruit fruit, but overall, it hit the note spot on. It just in a different sense, a different characteristic of what it's supposed to be, but it's still what it's supposed to be. It is. Give it points for that. Give it points for that. So if you think I'm a zesty friend, please subscribe, leave comments and love below, and show some love to the Steelworkers of America. Visit the link in the description below. Click it and use code Nutmeg15. 15 Nutmeg 15 for everyone in the back to get a 50% discount off anything from Mainline Metals. Shout out once again to Beer Me GVL for this one. See, I still can't speak. Cheers, friends. See you next time.